open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you all are having a lovely day today. So today we are back at the channel on the 64x64 lot in, not Brindleton Bemo, now in the Del Sol Valley in the Pinnacles. So I have built on this lot before. You guys probably still remember the movie star mansion that I built last weekend. I think it was last weekend or somewhere last week when the when the pack just came out, I think, or even before that. So I've built this really nice, gorgeous, traditional mansion there. But this time I wanted to utilize the lot for a more of a modern mansion. You guys know modern mansions are something that I enjoy building so much. I can really go all out in a modern mansion. And this time I knew exactly what I wanted to build. This is a mansion that has been requested quite a few times now on my channel. And I have started to, I once tried it on the penthouse lot, but I didn't really could make it look, as it belonged on the penthouse. So I scrapped that entire build, and now with the terrain tool, I thought, well, maybe I can try it again, because I think it would fit the surroundings of this world, the Del Sol Valley, really well, especially here on the 64x64 with that gorgeous view. Because when you look at the picture of this mansion, this is a real life mansion that I'm trying to recreate. It also has this really gorgeous view. There are like plants and palm trees everywhere. It definitely feels as the Del Sol world. And if you look at where the mansion is located, it's located in LA. And I think this world was created to look as Los Angeles as well. So yeah, it just made sense. And when I was building this, it really came together. And for me, it clicked, it fitted. And I'm so happy with the end result. So I do have to say, this is not an exact copy of that mansion. I will try to give you guys like a link to the mansion somewhere below the video. But if you look up in Google, modern mansion LA, go to the pictures, and it's like the first or second picture that you see, it's that mansion. So that is what we're trying to recreate. I did have some technical difficulties when I started building this, and it is also one of the things that I didn't have this problem on the penthouse. No, I only had the problem here. It is when terrain tools came out. When you build a first floor, the first floor always has a foundation. It just has a foundation. So when I suspended this front part that you see right there, I needed to use a second floor room. So what I did is I built a room on the ground. Then I built another one on top of that, and then I removed the first floor so that we only had this suspended area that, that I placed at the front. So that is technically the second floor, although it looks like the first floor. And the technical difficulties that I had when recreating this mansion was that I could only build 4 floors up. So I had the front part, I had the swimming pool part, so that was actually the second floor, but in reality the third one, because we are starting off from the second floor. And then the part that I'm working on right here would have been the 4th floor. And that was the first issue that I had when I first built this mansion, because this is actually the second try, and I had to delete everything because I couldn't build higher. So what I did, and what you guys saw me doing in the beginning, is I built a second floor part separately. So the front part that you see from the building, from the mansion is not connected to the swimming pool part, but I really do try to make it connected. So now that we can actually have 4 levels and a suspended piece at the front. So I hope that you guys understand what difficulties I had, but yeah, I needed to, sadly, I couldn't connect the front part because we were working with different levels, but I needed to make it 2 separate buildings because I needed a 4-story building at the back, and I also needed a suspended building at the front. So that was the little problem that I had in the beginning. But in the end, I think it looks like a completely, you know, unified building. You don't see the gap at the front. And I also utilize the entire section at the front as well. So with all the windows below the swimming pool, I actually turned that into a gym. So you have a gorgeous view looking over the Dalsel Valley, and I think that is really fun. I like that little detail, and it's definitely a detail which I loved to have in my own gym. I don't own a gym, by the way. I go to a gym. I go to Basic Fit. That is where I work out like once every 4 months. I like go there, do a workout, and then I stop. And I fail to continue my second workout the day after. I always do that. I'm like, okay, Mona, let's be healthy. Let's work out. And then I work out once, and then I'm good for 4 months. But yeah, anyways, if my gym had a view like I have in this mansion, I would have gone more often. But let me take a coffee sip, like real quick, because I didn't make coffee before starting this video. And it's still really hot, which is good because usually my coffee is like cold at the end of these videos. But yeah, this is a... what am I doing here? I'm trying to sculpt the side of the building, and I'm using these hideous windows. I mean, the windows aren't hideous, but they look hideous how I place them. This is not good. So I do delete this entire section. We're not gonna go with that. Also, everything that I'm gonna do here is gonna change as well. So yeah, just be patient. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, how I want this section of the building to look, because the mansion that I'm recreating does exist, but I only had 1 picture. I'm working off 1 picture, and that's only the part where the swimming pool is. So I actually don't know how this part looks. So I needed to use my imagination, and I needed to try and, you know, figure out how everything could look unified with the front and the back, because sometimes the front doesn't look like it matches the back. I do that sometimes in my builds. I am aware of that. Sometimes that is intentionally, and sometimes it's like I cannot make it look better than it is. So, but for this build, I really wanted to, you know, make everything match. I wanted the back of the building match the front of the building. So I spend a lot of time, you know, trying to figure out what I really want to do. So that's why you will see me, you know, add things and also delete a lot of things as well. So everything that I'm doing here, this is not gonna stay, because this just felt like a tower in front of a really nice mansion, you know, and that is not what I wanted to do. At first I thought, well, the entryway can come here at the bottom half, and then you can, you know, imagine that there's like an elevator going up, but then I thought, well, we don't have functional elevators in the game, and it's gonna look kind of weird having this kind of tower at the front. So I'm gonna delete all that, and then here, like I said, I deleted that section that I did at the side, and I'm making a, you know, wraparound balcony, and that wraparound balcony that I'm making actually feels, for me, like it belongs. I am gonna detail it a little bit more so that it really fits in with the entire design that I made at the swimming pool side of this building. But it's definitely gonna feel more, you know, integrated and like it all belongs together. So in the end, I'm really happy with how this build turned out, but it did took me quite a while to figure, especially this side of the building out. I think it took me like 3 hours before, you know, I found what I wanted to do. I took a lot of mini breaks. I had a lot of breaks and like, okay, I cannot do this anymore. I need to focus on something else. And then I went onto YouTube and I watched these weird videos. I don't know if you guys have that you watch like your normal videos and then at some point something gets recommended in my feed and I'm like, okay, let's click on that. And at the end of the evening, I was watching carpets get cleaned. So weird, but so satisfying to watch. But yeah, that is what I was doing in between building. So for this build, by the way, for this video, you guys probably noticed by the title, this is just part 1. So we're only doing exterior and landscaping and such, and we're gonna furnish a little bit of that swimming pool deck. So there will be furnishing that there. But all of the other rooms I will be doing in part 2. I did this intentionally. I didn't want to make this a 1-part video because we have 4 living room, not 4 living rooms, but we have 4 levels to furnish where the Sims will actually live. And then we also have 2 or 3 basements. I don't know, did I do 3? I think I did 2 basement levels. So we have 2 basement levels and 4 living space levels to work with. So that's a lot of furnishing. That is actually a whole lot of furnishing. And I cannot make that work in 10 minutes because, as you guys can see, the exterior overall is already over 25 minutes. And I did cut out a lot of me doing landscaping and the overall building and such, so a lot of already had been cut out. So if I wanted to fit everything in one video, I should have furnished everything maybe in like 15 minutes of sped up footage, and that was just not happening. That was just not gonna work. I actually haven't even finished furnishing. I'm like halfway through. So I've added in a fitness area, like I said. There will be a indoor cinema. There will be a elaborate vault. So, you know, a place where your Sims can store their money, all their valuables, and I'm gonna go a little bit all out. I'm gonna make it really, you know, a little bit over the top, but so much fun. So I'm definitely excited to show you that in the part 2. And there will be, I think, 6 or 7 bedrooms. I think there were 7, including the butler. But maybe I'm miscounting. And there are a whole lot of bathrooms. I think 5 or... No. There are like 8 bathrooms. There are a lot of bathrooms. Yeah, I think 8. 7 or 8 bathrooms. I mean, there are a lot. There is a garage, like you guys saw, because we're gonna make, you know, this pathway go up, so the people who come with cars, they need to drive up the hill to get to the garage, which is in real life a real pain. I actually have done that once before with my husband when we went to Spain. So in Spain, where we go, we were in Salau. That is actually more on a hillside, and the hotel that we were staying on was on a hill, but their garage was, you know, a little bit downward. So we needed to, I mean, the drive down wasn't that bad. The drive up though, going back up from the garage was such a pain because I actually had to push the car. Me and Selena, my oldest daughter, were pushing the car whilst my husband was trying to, you know, drive it up. It was so bad. Our car, we just couldn't get it up, and we don't even have like a bad car. We drive a Peugeot, a 308 SW. Is like a, you know, a van kind of car thingy, you know, for families. So it's not like a really, you know, bad car, but we just couldn't go up that hill. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting if this was a real life house to see all those cars go up. But I think if you would have had this house in real life, you would probably have a car that had enough, you know, strength to go up a hill, because that would probably be like Ferraris, and that's like the only car I know. Mercedeses, and I don't know, McLarens. That's the car that I was looking for. That's my husband's favorite car, a McLaren. Yeah, probably these type of cars, you know, luxury cars with lots and lots of horsepower. But anyways, trailing off, talking about nonsense, we're starting with the front of like the pathway. We're making the pathway. I'm adding in a tiny fountain just because I thought, why not? So there will be a tiny fountain there at the front, and then here adding in the terrain paint, where we will have, you know, some bushes, trees, flowers, and, you know, all that jazz. And I will be also landscaping a little bit of the hillside as well, trying to make it look more kind of tropical, because I think LA is like a very humid kind of place, you know, palm trees and such, cactus, maybe not cactuses, I don't know. I've never been to LA. I've only seen LA in movies, reality shows, pictures, and yeah, that's it. That's the only places I've seen LA, so I've never seen it in real life. So I don't know. I'm just going from pictures here, but I think the landscaping kind of works, you know, with the palm trees and the normal trees and flowers here and there. I mean, I really like it. I definitely love how this turned out. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Have you ever been to LA? Maybe you live there. If you live there, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous because I live in this cold little, you know, country called Belgium. It's just not really that amazing living here. I mean, not with the weather. The weather is definitely not amazing. Although I really do enjoy our fall. Fall or autumn is actually really nice here in Belgium. Gorgeous sceneries with the leaves and such. And actually the part where I live here in Belgium, I live in Limburg, we have a really nice area here at the back of my house where you can actually we have like a little forest at the back of my house. So my house is like a farmhouse. I actually live in an old shed, a converted shed that used to belong to my husband's grandfather. So this was the shed where he kept all of his horses and cows and pigs and such. They, you know, created this house for my husband's uncle. So my husband's uncle lived in this house before we did. And then he sold it to his sister. That is my husband's mother. And then we bought it from them. But anyways, we have then the shed here where I live in. And then after that, we have a large piece of land for where we keep horses and cows. And then after that, there's a really large forest. And that is really amazing when it's autumn, because it looks really beautiful with the different colors of trees and all of the leaves falling. So that is actually really nice. I like our autumn. I just don't like our summer. I don't like the summer because it's too short. And if it's hot, it's like not a nice hot weather, you know, it's like a bleh weather. And then when you go to Spain, the hot weather is like really nice. And also our winters aren't that wintry. I mean, we have snow, but it's like for 2 or 3 days and that's it. No snow, so it doesn't really make sense. It does feel like, you know, a very long autumn to me. And the beginning of autumn or fall is really nice, but like the end of it, it's not that nice anymore because it's kind of messy. All of the plants are dead and, you know, or the leaves are trampled on. It's just a big mess. So I like the beginning of autumn. I don't like the end of it. But yeah, that's our weather. And I think LA has a really, really nice weather system. Let me take another coffee sip. I'm like looking at what am I drinking? It's coffee, Mona. So good. So we're almost at the end of the landscaping, I think. And then we're gonna jump into furnishing, you know, that upper deck area. So we're gonna add in, you know, some lounge chairs, a bar and such. And then in part 2, we're gonna do all the rest, all of the bedrooms. And I am gonna try to really personalize this mansion as well. So I am gonna think about the Sims that are living here, what kind of personalities they have. But they are a little bit of a starstruck kind of family. It is gonna be a family. So there will be children, because I just love creating rooms for children and such. I mean, a Sims family doesn't feel complete even there are like toddlers and children running around. I mean, for me personally, I always love to play with children. So there will definitely be children bedrooms, little play areas here and there, you know, really, really not in the front of the house, but you know, there will be tiny areas for the kids to play in, skill building areas and such. And I'm gonna try and think of personalities, but they're probably gonna be little snobs. Probably. But that's fine. I love playing with snobs, so that's okay. So yeah, here adding in some cactuses of cacti. Is it cacti? I don't know. Adding in cactus thingies and plants and such, and you know, trying to make the terrain paint look a little bit more detail. So I'm adding in some shading, some lighter touches here and there, trying to not make it look all one-toned, because if you use only one-toned terrain paint, it just looks like it's, you know, fake. And we're gonna go for not natural or realistic, because this is not realistic. Although the mansion does exist, but for me this is not realistic. But I'm trying to make it look a little bit better. So that's what we're doing right here. And then like we're almost finished with, then we're definitely finished with terrain painting and with the exterior of the build. And then we're gonna hop on over into furnishing that upper deck level. So for furnishing and for the, you know, the style that we're gonna furnish with, we're definitely gonna go for a mix between modern and overly posh, chic, you know, very classy. These people have a lot of wealth, and they are not, you know, not afraid to show it. So it's gonna be over the top luxurious. That is the word that I was looking for. A very luxurious kind of furnishing that we're gonna go with. A little bit of a gold touch here and there. Also marble everywhere. You know, marble is the signature for, you know, I have money. So there will be lots of marble here and there for your Sims to enjoy. Although, you know, you cannot really enjoy marble. I mean, it's marble, but I enjoy watching marble. You can make me very happy with, you know, something made of marble, or like a marble kind of, oh my gosh, how do you call it? You know, finish on it. You can make me very happy with that. So yeah, there will be a lot of marble floorings and such, and it's gonna look awesome. I already can imagine my Sims living in this house. It's gonna be amazing. I am gonna live in this with my Sim self and my husband. I have been playing them in a Get Famous save. I have been playing in my Modern Vibes family home that I created last week. Still having a blast in the house, but I am saving up to, you know, live in this mansion. This is the mansion that I want to go for. At first I thought I wanted to go for the traditional mansion, but looking back, this definitely fits more with my personality. I am definitely more of a modern girl. My interior here in my house is not overly modern, but it's definitely modern with little touches of traditional. I do have a little bit of a traditional touch in my own home, and that is definitely some of the furnishing pieces that I got from my grandmother when she passed away. I got her tables or an entire dining set. And then I also have a really large kind of cabinet for, you know, or your silverware and your, you know, fine china and such. I have a cabinet of her as well, which doesn't really fit in with the style that I have in my house, but I did paint it white to fit it in better, and I think it looks really nice. And that's really just you know, made my interior look like a mixed interior, but I do love it. I love the look. And I'm never ever gonna get rid of those pieces, by the way. Those pieces are gonna be in my house forever, or at least until the day I die, and then my children can decide what they are gonna do with it. But yeah, I could never get rid of those because they were my nanas, and you know, they have lots of good memories for me. I can still imagine, you know, us sitting at the dining room table at Christmas time, you know, eating Brussels sprouts. We all are very much in love with Brussels sprouts in my family. It's insane. We fight over the Brussels sprouts. Which family does that? But yeah, those fine memories I have with that dining room table. So even that it doesn't really fit my interior, I'm gonna make it fit. Anyways, we're trailing off. We're furnishing here a tiny living room. So this is an outdoor living room. There will be an indoor one. There will be an outdoor one. The layout of this entire mansion is gonna be so weird and fun. Just wait and see until part 2. Definitely had fun furnishing this house. But yeah, anyways, we're almost at the end of the video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this part 1 of the Del Sol Modern Mansion, or whatever I'm gonna call this video. I'm running out of names, but yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And of course, if you liked the video, don't forget to place your likes. Very important that you do. And if this is the first video that you're seeing from me and you're enjoying this, then yeah, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you would never ever miss a video of mine. And that's it, guys. I'm hoping that you all are having an awesome Sunday wherever you are, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.